Good morning, Gib. So I realized I hadn't done my infusion. I was about to leave for work, and so my infusion is now done in my car. Takeaways from this class. I think the one thing I absolutely loved about this class was the feedback and feed forward. One of my feed forwards was that I always take initiative, which really made me happy that people realized how much that I actually did, because sometimes I feel unappreciated. So that was really nice. And then my feedback was maybe I dominate things a little bit, which I'm working on, and I know that's a weakness, so it just kind of confirmed. But one thing I found that was really interesting is how much I've matured between freshman year and now. So I'm a senior. It was really interesting because Andres was in my marketing group with Greg Cangelosi, Entrepreneurship 320, I think. And he was in my group, and we all know Andres. Andres is a very big thinker, and he doesn't necessarily execute a lot. And when he does execute, it's usually late or last minute. So freshman year, I completely babied him, and I honestly really didn't like Andres. I didn't like his work ethic. I wondered how could he have a company. And then this semester, after maturing a lot and realizing, wow, you really do need creative thinkers in businesses, I realized that's what Andres does. That's why he has a company. That's why he's so valuable in so many companies, because he is such a big thinker. So I really thought it was interesting how much I've matured, and to actually see that and accept what Andres does as really good work ethic, which is big for me, I thought. One of the other things that I absolutely loved about this class was, it was still the last activity, but what you said after. People who led learn why you weren't being followed. People who followed learn how to lead. And I really think that's a big thing. I'm always one of the follower. I know a couple of us at the end kind of stuck to get man together and was like, okay, we have to get this done. It wasn't necessarily a group effort, and you pointed that out, and that's completely true. And I just thought it was very interesting how some people didn't even follow at all, which was kind of concerning because we were all stars, but there's always going to be people in the all stars who don't necessarily do as much as the others. And I just thought that was really good, and something I can take away, because I do feel like I have to learn how to get people to follow and kind of take charge and take responsibility for what they're supposed to do, and I'm working on it, which is always a good thing. One last thing I think is kind of the real world aspect. So we were working to find a real life solution, and I feel like we gave Fresh Start a lot of ideas, but it was also kind of frustrating because we put all of that work into it, and then for only one person from Fresh Start to show up. I guess that is kind of the real world. They're on their own time. They don't necessarily give new things a chance, which I thought was really interesting. Kind of made me mad that we have to go back and present a second time when we put so much work into the first presentation, and by the time we meet up again, it's probably not going to be as good, because we're all going to be out of that entrepreneurship mode. So that's unfortunate. But it really, it gives you a lesson on the real world. Some people just aren't going to show up even if they asked you for help. Some people aren't going to respond as well as you thought, even though you gave them a great product, which is unfortunate, but what can you do? Last thing I think I'm going to take away is the camaraderie that forms between all of us. Coming in, I knew pretty much everyone in the class except for a handful, and it was really funny because Josh actually texted us like 2 days ago. Oh, phone down. Sorry about that. Josh texted us a few days ago, me and Brooke and I, and was like, guys, I miss you, what am I gonna do? So that camaraderie of only 5 weeks getting to know each other was amazing, and I know I'm gonna carry these friendships that I formed forever. It was funny because I've never met Courtney, and Courtney hugs me and she's like, fun. I never met Courtney. before this class, and Courtney hugs me. Was like, I'm gonna so see you next semester. I'll hug you when I'm going down academic row, and she was just so excited. So, I mean, Gib, really, thank you so much for an amazing class, like always. Can't wait to see you in a couple weeks when we work on the case study. Super excited to see what the future holds. Thanks.